Well, a little trip out to Ladybower. Very windy, very blustery. So we'll just have a short session, I think. I've not fished this particular piece for a couple, maybe 3 years, maybe 4 years. I had a couple of trout last time I was down here. The reports are quite good at the moment for Ladybower. I think the average is about, well, between 5 and 6 trout. And currently beginning of June. It's windier the closer you get to the water. So we've got the airflow out again. Not danger is going to be keeping my hat on, to be honest. So we've got a little black palmed fly, wet fly, and a little tiny fly. I thought we'd go small to start with, and then see where we go. Oh, caught me fly already in the waders. That's a good start. Bit of wind and it plays havoc. I'm going to be really in the edge. Certainly not going to be going any distance. I don't think it needs it though. Lovely spot, Ladybower. So many different parts you can fish. You can go get lost for the day on the banks, or you can hire a boat. I was going to go on the other bank, which now I'm realising would have been probably the way ahead. You have to go with the wind. Just figure of 18 steady back. I'm very high in the water at the moment. Trout just jumped there, if you saw that. Well, I fished an hour. Now we're up there near the bridge. Not a touch. Hard work, really struggling with this wind. So I've come into this little bay here. Looks a bit more sheltered. Little sandpiper in front. It was a bit more sheltered, now the wind just got up down here. Oh well. So I'm just going to have a few casts with the same setup, the same flies, and they're going to change. Might go deeper, might put something a bit heavier on. I'm hoping to get some dry fly fishing, but at the moment there's nothing hatching and not really anything really rising. So we're just going to have a few casts here. As usual, start with a close in. You never know. So that's where we are. There's a few bushes behind which is hampering a little bit, but saying that I don't think you need to get very far out. And just circle the arm. I think we all have our favourite retrieves. Obviously figure of 8, but I like to do maybe 5 figure of 8s and leave it 5 or 6 seconds. Same again, it's a bit of a sink and draw going on then, I suppose. And then some longer pulls. Sometimes that entices a fish. So as the stream comes in here, just around this corner, a little pipe bridge. It's just really a case of casting with the wind. And then being lucky, as I say. About 20-25 seconds to sink to start with. But there's not a lot happening at the moment. Every now and again the wind just drops enough to do a little bit of a longer cast. I haven't had as much as a pluck or a feel of a tug or nibble or whatever you want to call it, nothing. Which is unusual for this time of year where they stock it quite well. So you normally get small stockies pretty quickly. But it is a savage wind, and whether that's, I mean, you do want wind for fishing, a bit of a breeze. It's perfect, but this is a little bit heavier than just a little breeze. So we'll come back to you if we get anything. Just having a little explore. Not much doing in the fishing front. I've got a cup of tea. Just having a look at this little tributary, little feeder for the reservoir. There's probably about 5 or 6 main feeds, I would say. Little streams that go off the hills. And there's the baby ducklings, but where's the mum? Interesting how deep it is there. Certainly seems to drop in. Sort of place to have mink traps, but I can't see one on that platform. I'm into a little fish at last. Dry fly, saw a fish taking. And covered it, and that 5th cast. Only a little rainbow. It's welcome. Been a hard session this. No, come on. Yes. Not spectacular, but it'll do for now. Good little rainbow. There he goes. Yep, on a little mayfly. Brilliant. Let's see if we can get another one. Well, that's one of the hardest sessions on Ladybower I've ever had. I reckon I fished probably 3 hours maybe, something like maybe 3.5. I've tried lures, I've tried buzzers, I've tried everything. And if I hadn't seen that fish rise, I'd have been blanking. Nothing has worked today. Horrible conditions. But luckily, I saw that fish rise, stuck a small mayfly on. A bit optimistic I thought, but it took pretty quickly. So I've had a little mess about with mayflies. I've put a daddy on. I've been fishing with a daddy for about 3/4 of an hour. Just fishing blind, dry fly, but fishing blind, no fish moving, and it hasn't been out. So I'm going to call it a day. It's been a cracking day, although conditions, like I say, have not been great. But so I don't know where we're going to be next time, but we'll keep moving around, possibly a sea fishing session. Alright, tight lines everybody.